Hello and welcome back to Big Discussions. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar. I am the owner of this channel and I am the creator of the Big Words blog site. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And also please visit my blog. It is the information for my blog and my social media are on the banner of this channel. Well, today is March 16th, 2019. As promised in the last video, I am not at home. I am not at my father's spot, nor am I in a hotel room. I am actually at the David M. Brown Arlington Planetarium. So I have some notes here on my phone. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. Let's see. So this is the David M. Brown Arlington Planetarium. I wanted to get a nice shot of the building. It's a beautiful building. It's one of the few remaining freestanding planetariums in the United States. But I'm new to using this camera and I didn't give it enough time to charge up, so I couldn't take a nice shot outside. But I'm going to leave the description for the planetarium and for the friends of the planetarium. I'm going to leave the website in the description box for this video, so you can go check it out if you want to. So I'm just going to give a brief talk about how I got involved with the planetarium, how I got involved with the friends, and why planetariums are important. Because as I've described before, one of the main focuses of my blog and of my channel are science. And I'm a scientist, so I'm very passionate about STEM outreach. Let's see. So if you go a few videos back, I believe I first mentioned the Arlington Planetarium in my Black History Month video about Dr. Ronald D. McNair and Lieutenant Colonel Michael P. Anderson. Lieutenant Colonel Michael P. Anderson was actually a member of the crew of the space shuttle STS Columbia 107. I think I said that right. I might have gotten that wrong. But David M. Brown was a member of that crew. David M. Brown was actually he's actually from Arlington, went to school here before he started his medical and naval careers. And he was a part of that. He was on that shuttle when it tragically disintegrated upon reentry into the Earth. And so in remembrance of him, they named this planetarium, this beautiful facility, after him. The facility was in danger probably, I'll say about 10 years ago, 10 years ago ballpark, of being demolished. And then a group of volunteers who were passionate about science and astronomy and having this platform here in this Arlington area, they got together and they decided to try to save it. So they called themselves the Friends of the David M. Brown Arlington Planetarium, which is a volunteer group which I am a part of. So now I'm going to talk to you about how I got involved with the planetarium. It was actually by accident. If you go on my blog, you'll find out that you'll see that I have some experience tutoring. So a couple years ago, I was trying to think of how I could make some extra money, and I looked up Northern Virginia tutoring services. And what actually came up was the Northern Virginia Tutoring Service, which at that time was run by a gentleman named Dr. Ralph Perino. And I applied to his tutoring service, and he accepted me, and I started tutoring in chemistry, a little bit of physics, and a little bit of biology. But through that, me and Dr. Perino became good friends, and he became a mentor, and he thought that I would make a good member of the board of the Friends of the Arlington Planetarium. So he put that in motion. I expressed interest, and I had lunch with him and the president one day, and shortly thereafter I became one of the board members of the Friends of the David M. Brown Arlington Planetarium. And so what the Friends do, what we do is we take over the planetarium, this beautiful facility, once a month from September through May, so the duration of the school year, and we take it over for a weekend, one weekend out of the month, and we host events here from, you name it. It could be on Mars, it could be, we've done things on exoplanets. This weekend was weather. Last night we had someone come from the weather gang here in DC. I think his name was James. Same now. Tonight we just watched the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun, Oasis in Space. Last night we watched Dynamic Earth, which was narrated by Liam Neeson. So we have a strong astronomy and astrophysics focus here, but then there are some months when we do have more of a biological focus, like we did last month, which was the programming was dedicated to Charles Darwin and his theory of evolution. So planetariums are important. They're very important, as I described in my video about how I got my start in science. These are very important tools and very important platforms for getting young people involved and interested, because they can come here to places like this and watch shows and imagine about outer space and space travel and life and what exoplanets are and what Mars is like and all these different things. They can come and imagine and think about these things just by looking at these wonderfully and masterfully animated and narrated shows. So if you're in the DMV, I highly recommend that you come check the David and Brown Arlington Planetarium out. If you have young children, bring them. I've seen people come on date night as well. This is a nice, inexpensive activity, which is something different than what we normally do. So if you're in the DMV, in any of the Maryland, DC, Virginia, I recommend you come out. And if you have a planetarium in your particular geographic region, if you're not in the DMV, if you're in Arizona or New York State or Florida or California, I recommend that you go check it out and support what's happening there. It's very cool stuff. As I said before, I have a pharmacology and toxicology background, but I am in awe when I hear the physicists and the astronomers come and talk about their research at their observatories, and when I hear stuff about the James Webb telescope and Hubble and all these different fascinating things. So with that, I am going to conclude. Didn't want to go too long, plus our operator has to get home. And with that, I will conclude, and I will leave information about the Friends of the Planetarium and the Arlington Planetarium itself in the description box below this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.